continuing complaint about city government is how difficult it is to open up a new business here in a timely fashion. No matter how small the business, it takes months to get through the city permit process. Small business owners begin to pay rent long before they can open their doors and make money. What specifically would you do to remedy that?
Well, obviously we need to streamline the permitting process. I mean, I think now in some cases they have up to 30 days to get a permit through. The impact fees obviously should be reduced. For instance, for a restaurant, it's $534 a seat, which you know, if you have more than 2 seats, that's a lot of money. The third thing is they have a 400% fee penalty if you don't get permits. Most all of these, they need to reduce these fees and streamline the permitting process.
Certainly the process needs to be hastened. This is not a large town. There are not a lot of new businesses opening. There's no excuse not to have a process that can move faster than that. In addition, I believe all impact fees and franchise fees need to be reviewed quickly. The fees are far too high on businesses. We need to promote business as a city and as a commission, not put them out of business. I feel very strongly that impact fees and franchise fees are a revenue grab by the city, and instead of continuously looking at the revenue side of the budget ledger, let's look at the expenditures as well and balance that general fund. I can get into that later, but that's certainly the impact fees, the franchise fees, and speed up the petition process to get our filing process.
I think we need to scrap everything and start all over again. Right now, the city of Fernandina Beach has a very, very negative reputation as far as being business friendly. I think we need to do whatever we can to promote small businesses in this town. And current practices, as have been touched on already, when you're charging people $534 per seat in your restaurant, how on earth can anybody make profits under those circumstances? I would say start all over again, take a look at everything, and not just streamline the process or review the process. We need to start from scratch and make sure that word gets out there through the Chamber of Commerce and any other avenues that Fernandina Beach is open for business and we are business friendly.
Certainly we want businesses opened as quickly as possible. We want them to be safe places because they're going to be used by the public. We have made tremendous progress. We can always do better. If you come in and want to build a home in 7 days, you will have everything approved. That's good progress. That's a good job. And some of these homes get very complicated with various issues. When you have exceptions, that always delays. If the builder or the homeowner doesn't have his or her act together, that creates delays as well. We have done a good job. We can always do better. And I assume we're going to have a question on impact fees later on. I'll touch on that issue later.
Thank you, Adam. The Chamber of Commerce in 2006-2007 did a study and gave the city a list of suggestions. We've implemented 70% of those. I had a conversation with a business owner, developer in town, who said that the CDD, the Community Development Department, has had a 180-degree turnaround from where they were at just 3 years ago. There is a rate study that has been funded for our impact fees in regards to water and sewer. We'll be doing that this year. Our LDCs, land development codes, are being reviewed. Any self-imposed city-mandated posting requirements are going to be removed with the approval of this commission. Impact fees pay for things like parks and recreation improvements. I think long and hard before I decided on cutting our Parks and Recreation Department impact fees.
Thomas.
Forward Fernandina has been described as a local stimulus plan for downtown Fernandina Beach. With that being said, do you agree or disagree with that description? Please explain your answer.
As I said earlier, every business and certainly every city needs a strategic plan. It's a 5-year strap, and it should have all the projects lined up. It should be a bottom-up process. Every department ought to fill into it. But every stakeholder involved with that strategic plan needs to be involved as well. There has to be a return. There has to be something substantive come out of this, and it has to have citizen input. And in this case, more citizen input, the fact that there are projects on the table for Forward Fernandina, and the fact that it's being paid for without voter approval, kind of puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. So I believe that you have to have a strategic plan, but there has to be far more input.
With regards to the projects involved, there is no way that any revenue will be generated from those particular projects. The only way admittedly, it will make the downtown area a lot prettier, but as far as adding any financial benefit or bringing in any specific revenue, none of those projects will enhance revenue.
As far as the stimulus plan goes in Forward Fernandina, I can't imagine it's going to be that big of a boom to Fernandina, but there will be some people employed. I think the benefit for Fernandina to get started, again, I am for getting started and planning, is that it will enhance our community. It will make our city a much more attractive place to live. It's been a long time coming. Let's plan. The Amelia Island Plantation, the Omni investing $80 million. The Ritz-Carlton investing an incredible amount of money. Our city will benefit from those investments. And we as a city, in order to maintain our attractive place to live, need to continue to move forward a little bit at a time, otherwise we die.
In the request for qualifications, the request for bid, what we're going to ask and assign is a value. If you are you a City of Fernandina Beach business? Do you hold a license in City of Fernandina Beach? Do you hold a license in Nassau County? Those businesses will be given a few extra points on the scale, so that if they're equally qualified with another business, they will get a little bit of preference there. We've got to be very careful there, but we can do that. The CRA several years ago, before I was elected, was proposed to be a larger area. That tax incremental that I was talking about earlier would have gone to fund these programs. When the CRA was reduced, it kind of disillusioned some of the citizens down along the waterfront who have been reluctant to do any kind of development because they feel like the city kind of let them down. And I'm in the process of talking to them now.
Do these projects pay for themselves? Is any money going to come in from these? It's all money going out, nothing coming in. Is it going to stimulate anything? They're talking about the CRA. I don't know of anything going into the CRA right now. I think they're putting the cart before the horse. Let's spend all the people's money to get these projects in, and then hopefully we'll get some people in there on the CRA so that we can get our money back. But I see nowhere there are any businesses coming in here right now in this type of economy.